Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
From the land of lemons, magic, and neighbors who still wave, it's Voices of the Valley. Join hosts Jim and John as they shine a spotlight on local businesses, city council news, community events, and all the colorful characters that make the Santa Clara River Valley feel like home. From Santa Paula to Fillmore and Peru, this is your hometown podcast, Voices of the Valley.
All right, we are back.
Yes.
We've been dark for
a couple weeks now.
Yeah,
things have gone on.
Yeah, life has got a funny way of going kind of crazy on you.
Throws us a few curves here and there, but
Yeah, and things get busy, and but I've lost about 15 pounds.
you look a lot thinner.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah.
Working on
Minimizing the Dr. Peppers and
I started drinking Dr. Pepper Zero, so I was a little skeptical. And I can't drink it pure. Like, I can't open up a Dr. Pepper Zero and just drink it down. I gotta have some chips or maybe some unsalted peanuts or something like that to kind of help
mask some of that.
Yeah, but I was reading up on it, and Dr. Pepper Zero is is the number one zero drink that closely resembles the actual drink,
Because they use artificial sweetener in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people are doing that. They're using the same stuff.
Yeah.
But out of all the products they tested, Dr. Pepper is the one that closely resembles the original. And I gotta agree with it, because I can actually tolerate it, and I can't tolerate diet drinks.
A lot of people can't handle the sweetener that they use, the artificial sweeteners, because they use different ones, and some of them just can't deal with that. It gives them headaches or
Really?
different things, and so
I'm just doing one a day,
well, good.
but
It's like taking your vitamins on one a day.
yeah,
right?
one a
There you
day,
go.
one a day.
Yeah,
But so far it's been going okay.
good,
I've been okay with it.
very good.
So a couple announcements before we get into some of these other things. 8:30 tomorrow morning at the City Hall.
Yep.
In the council chambers. They are going to be having a special meeting. Did you have what the information was on the special meeting? I know you'd brought it up.
I had pulled it up.
It's essentially, it's going to involve Peggy Kelly from the Santa Paula Times sent a letter challenging the disclosure of the release of Dan Singer through their press release.
Yeah.
And so they're having a special meeting because they have to, I guess, apparently the law requires certain things, and Peggy Kelly's Santa Paula Times is challenging whether or not they fulfilled what the law requires.
Yeah, I don't know the law itself, but I mean, they found something that I guess it was on how it all transpired that maybe they should have disclosed how they got to that
They
decision.
need to be a little bit more transparent.
Yeah, exactly. So
you have the special meeting up?
yeah, so it says tomorrow morning, starting at 8:30 at City Hall. There'll be a public comment section. So we're asking the public to we got our friend chiming in, huh?
Yeah.
There'll be a public comment session. So if anybody wants to come in and give public comment about it, but basically what it is, and I'll read it here, it says public employee discipline /dismissal /release. So I'm guessing what this is they're going to talk about the procedure of how they're going to go about the transition of from one city manager to the process for the next. And then 5B is public employee appointment. So how are they going to do that going forward?
Yeah. So the when we first read it, we thought, well, are they already appointing somebody?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just the process of what they're going to do in order to hire a new. So the law that was quoted was City of Santa Paula abide by the California Government Code 54957.1A.
Mhm.
So 54957.1A. That's actually for Tim Eubanks. So he
Can research that for us.
he's gonna do
Pull that
our
up. Okay.
research.
All right.
So
Glad we have somebody who knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
What he's doing. Okay.
And also Tim, I would never refuse a regular Dr. Pepper by any stretch of the imagination. But if I'm going to be drinking multiple Dr. Peppers, it's always good to have some of them that are 0 calories.
We just take a marker and write 0 on it.
Let's see here. I'll read it again. 54957.1A.
Okay.
So
all right.
Let me go ahead and put this in comments. 54957.1A.
Yeah, and I don't remember when they hired Dan. I don't remember what the process was and how they went about it. I'm sure they hired a consultant to do a search, and they have to narrow down however many applicants they have, and then at that point, then it goes to, I'm assuming it goes to council for final vote. But usually, what they do is they'll have other people from other cities come and interview the ones. So they
Jeez.
look at that. We were just talking about that.
Your back is to the camera. Thank you.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
A regular Dr. Pepper. Got a marker. I'll write.
Where's the 0?
I'll write 0 on it.
0. Oh, yeah, you know what?
Got a
It's all in
marker?
your head.
Let's write 0 on it. There you go.
Okay.
I'm the good son. I'm just saying that right now.
At least for today, right? There you go.
We keep a tally. We do it. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I guess this is pretty standard. I'm assuming that they have to go through the process and remind council that, because this council has not gone through that before.
Right.
So they're going to have to remind them of what legally they can and can't do and what the process should be according to their code. So
now I do know that. So first of all, anytime they do these special meetings, there's always an opportunity for public comments.
yes.
So if you want to make any public comments, go there tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m., fill out a comment card. And Tim needs a Dr. Pepper. I have one right here if you want to come and get it.
Nice. Okay. So that'll be interesting how they go about doing that. And like I said, it's a learning process for the council too. So, once they figure all the process out, then they can start figuring out what's the next steps. And it usually will, from my understanding, is they'll figure out which consultant they're going to bring in. So that'll take a little while. And then once they get that, then the consultant will do the outreach. So I don't anticipate anything happening till after the election.
Well, that's what I was going to say. There's an election coming up. So that means the new council will be installed in December.
Correct.
And so technically it's really up to this new council.
Yeah.
What direction they're going to go.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be appropriate for this council to hire somebody.
Well, yeah, because there potentially could be 3 different council people on there.
Right.
So you don't know. So it'd be kind of hard for this council to appoint somebody, bring somebody in, and then basically if they're not getting reelected, then okay, then here you go. So and Dan Singer's contracted through next June. So they're not really in any hurry to do it. And so, and I don't know if they want to do it sooner than later. I think they do probably want to wait, because who knows what this next council is going to want to do. You don't know.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I do have a question. So we have in November, we have elections coming up.
Correct.
There are 3 council people that are up for re-election.
Technically, no, because this is the second time with districts. So 2 years ago was the first time around with the 2 districts. So this time around, it's 3 districts that are up. And so the current sitting council members are not running as an incumbent. They're actually running just as a regular candidate.
Okay.
So this will be the only time that'll happen. And going forward, it'll be an incumbent if you're in there. So like your current, and our current council members, Chavez and Crosswhite, who are going to rerun, they're technically not incumbents in their district
because they weren't voted in as districts the last time.
Yeah, they were already sitting when they decided on districts, and their district hadn't come up yet.
Okay.
So that's why the filing period isn't extended a week. Because if you have an incumbent, it would go till I think the 13th of August. So it's actually, or the 14th or something like that. So it's actually going to be on the 6th or 7th now of August. So it's 1 week less. So next week is actually the final week of filing to run for council.
Okay.
To qualify to run for council. So, so it's a little different election this time, and that's happening everywhere that changed to districts over the last 4 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that, Fillmore is obviously going to have elections.
I think they're the same process.
Are they districts as well?
I think every city in this county is district, from my understanding. I think Thousand Oaks was the last one to come in, and so yeah. So
I got to tell you, I'm not opposed to districts in general.
Yeah.
When it involves a city with, a population of 100,000 or more, or whatever the case may be. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And this is my opinion, but I think it is absolutely ridiculous to have districting when you're going to have 3,000 people in a district that are going to be voting.
Yeah, I wish when they did this, they would have put a population cap, and I know there was discussion way back when that is it 50,000, is it whatever the number is. So, because you look at Ojai, as small as Ojai is, and they're districts.
Really?
Yes. So you can actually, if you're running for council, you're dealing with maybe less than 1,000 people that you have to get that are maybe registered voters. I know in the districts here, most districts are average probably between 2,000 and 2,500 registered voters. That's not a whole lot,
Right.
And these districts in the city are small. So you look at it, there's only, like this district in this area right here, it's Leslie Cornejo's district, and it's pretty much the west end of Santa Paula from Steckel west. So not a big territory when you look at it. So I think the biggest territory is district, I think it's 1 that runs the Harvest, and then it runs all the way partially through South Main Street down below the freeway. I think that's
because of all the new housing coming in.
New housing, and then the fact that there's also the you have the airport there, so then there's housing pockets. So they extended it, so because it's all got a balance. So District 4 that's the tightest district, but it's got the most voters in it because all the apartments. So it's the smallest district, but it has at least according to the records, it has the most registered voters.
Okay.
So District 3, the other one that's up, is the same thing. It's a big area. It's got the Oaks. It's got all up above the hill right there, above Santa Paula Street, all the way down to Steckel. Big area, but it's also less houses there.
Right.
So it balances out, and then the other district with Gabby Ornelas, it's all the east end of town by Las Piedras Park. Well, it's very condensed area, but it's got a lot of people there, a lot of registered voters.
So here's my gripe. I don't think you're getting fair representation because in some of these districts, if you get a walk-on, then you're not getting fair representation. You're getting a district who doesn't want to get engaged. So you get the one person who finally decides that they will get engaged, and you're stuck with them no matter what their qualifications are, no matter what.
Yeah.
And so imagine this scenario. You get a district where there's, a lot of gangs, population, whatever the case may be. Through intimidation, a gang member walks on.
True.
And so now you got somebody who does not care about the law, doesn't abide by the law, who is now on your council, unopposed, and you're stuck with it.
That's interesting. That's an interesting spin.
Think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that could very much happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, and it's happening in the areas, not that scenario, but people are walking on.
Yeah.
And
Gabby walked on.
Yeah.
Right now,
there was the same thing. They had that a few years ago. Somebody walked on also. So,
Pedro Chavez is, at this point in the game, nobody has opposed him. So he's going to be a walk-on if nobody signs up.
I think according to public records, so far he's the only one.
Right.
So there's 4 in District 4. There's 3 in District 3 that are running. So there's some good competition there too.
And that's interesting, because why do you have, these 2 districts? Why is there so many candidates? And one of the largest districts can't get any candidates to run that want to be involved in the city.
It's hard to say. You don't
know.
And you would think, I mean, you would get representation from every district, and it's hard, and it's a big challenge for anybody that wants to run for council, because there's a lot of public scrutiny. And it was social media. It's horrible now.
Yeah.
And it's not just you. It's
John, nobody in their right mind would ever want to run for government.
Why would they want to run?
Why would they?
Yeah. So
what is wrong with you?
But
we can't make an announcement yet, though. You haven't decided.
Not till it's official. I have pulled papers. I'll admit that.
Okay.
But I'm not officially a candidate yet.
Okay.
So I still have some work to do. I got a week left, and if I decide to move forward with it, then I will. So, but I know some people have already filed and did all their paperwork. I know Pedro was one of them, and then a couple in District 4, and I think 1 in District 3. So, and you're starting to see that this week and next week. You'll see it has to be done by next week. So, but yeah, and then after that, then the real campaigning goes on after that. It's just the key is just getting qualified. So you got to get your signatures. You got to do all that stuff. So that's what I'm working on right now. Is I'm going to go out and get my signatures, and it's interesting this year because you have to get them within your district. Before,
right.
When it was a general with the city, you could get anybody in the city that's a registered voter. So it's easy because you get all your friends. You just get 30 friends to do it easy. Well, you can't do that now.
I don't have 30 friends.
Yeah, it's interesting, and if you're not from the area, you're just coming in the area, you got to get to know people. And so it's hard. It's hard for anybody.
So let's jump over to Fillmore.
Okay.
Do they have 5 council people as well?
Yes.
So they have the same number.
5 districts. They're smaller districts because the population is half the size.
Right.
So if you're looking at like here, I think when I saw the numbers, average was between 2,000 and 2,500 registered voters. So figure that's half. I know I keep sitting back. So
you gotta do it like I do and lean on the
I know. So you figure half of the number of registered voters in Fillmore. So really you're looking at maybe 1,000 people in each district to vote that are registered voters. And what's the percentage of voters?
Right.
Usually go out. It's a midterm, so it's probably not going to be that great. But yet again, we have a governor election, so there could be a higher turnout. But you're talking maybe 40-50% that. So
right.
So if that holds true in a city like in Fillmore, there could be 500 people that vote out of your district. And so you could technically win with a few hundred votes.
Well, I'm going on the fact that you could technically win because it's almost impossible to get people to get engaged. So you're going to walk on.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't even know the status in Fillmore as far as how many I know the ones that are currently in council are running again, but I don't know if anybody else is running against them. You can check on the county election site because it has everybody that's in the county that's pulled papers and shows their status. So I actually saw my name on there yesterday.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So,
but yeah, I mean, I encourage anybody that is interested in running to go pull papers, go talk to your city clerk in your city and get the paperwork. And yeah, it's a short time when you have about a week and a half, but it can be done. Basically got to fill out the stuff and get your signatures and get you on the ballot. And at that point, then you can campaign.
So here's what I would do. If I ever decided to run for government, which will never happen.
Governor?
Yeah. Yeah. I would sit tight. I would wait for the very last day. I would have all my ducks in a row. I'd have all the signatures that I need to have.
Yeah.
I would wait for the very last day. And if there was nobody who ran, I'd throw my hat in the ring. And then I would walk on.
And that's happened. That's happened in a lot of cities.
Yeah.
Where they last minute, all of a sudden somebody shows up and registers and they're qualified. It's like, okay, there you go.
So what happens if nobody signs up for a district?
Depending on the city, but I'm assuming what council's going to do is to look they're going to appoint somebody. So what'll happen is they'll more likely look within their district. There's a process in Santa Paula they put together. So, but they'll probably look within the district to see who's there and reach out to them and see if they're interested. And then they kind of like what they do for a committee. Probably they try and get a group of people that are interested, and then they would interview them or something. I'm assuming.
Okay.
And then at that point, they would, if they can't find anybody in the district, then they can look citywide. I think at that point.
All right. So there was a comment that said there's a very small group of cities starting to go back to ranked choice voting.
Yes,
I thought this was a legal issue.
it is.
How are they doing it?
Well, I don't remember the city, but it's up in Central Cal. That is, I saw that recently that they're challenging that and they want to go back to general elections, get rid of the districts. Now, how that will work out, I don't know, because there was always those threat of being sued, and cities have voted not to do it, and then they've gotten sued. So I don't know, but I know there's some cities that are challenging that. And I think everybody in California, for the most part, is on districts, but I don't know about other states. So,
all right. So I think we need to ask our research assistant, and say, okay, so what cities are trying to go back to rank and file, and how are they getting away with it?
I think that they may be taking the risk of getting sued, and if they're willing to take that chance, then, because I mean, come on, you look at Ojai. I mean, do they really need to be districts?
No.
Any small city like that, like is it the next one's what, Port Hueneme? I think they're on districts too, but it's like maybe I think they are, but they don't need it either. They're too small. What is it in Buellton, Solvang, all those little cities up there? There's there's 3 districts out of that, so there's basically 3 people on council. But then I think they have a mayor too, or whatever they do. So I don't know. It's interesting how that whole thing is, and there is a need for districts when you get to a larger population, but what is the cutoff?
Yeah.
How do you cut that off?
Well, I think it's easy. You just say that if your population is this or below, then you don't have to district. And if you're one person above that, sorry, you got to go and do districting.
Well, then what? How long it'll take for them to figure out what that number is?
Yeah, I know.
When you go to the government, as much as they battle back and forth, I mean, I don't think we'll ever get a decision on that. So, but yeah, it is. I mean, I don't. In some cases, I think it's hurting having districts. In other cases, I think it's helping quite a bit. So, each city's got.
I still go back to. It is way too easy to manipulate the outcome of your council people with really small districts.
Could happen.
It's far more easier to get 5 people to run out of a population of 30,000 people than it is to get 3 or 4 people to run in a population of 3,000 people.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And the thing about here is that, yes, you're in a district and you are representing your district, but I don't think we ever look at it as we're just focusing on our district. We focus on the community. It's a small enough community where it's like, yeah, we have our district, but it's what's best for the whole community.
Yeah, because who is in Fillmore and in Santa Paula, who is running for council going, I'm going to look out for my district. I'm going to make sure that my district's taken care of. I'm going to, what? With what? It's not like there's any money that's grossly we're going to pave a road. It's going to cross boundaries. Yeah. The road affects everybody, not just the person that's living in that neighborhood.
Yeah. I get it. It's, you get to larger cities where, let's just say Los Angeles, where you might have, I think there's, I don't know how many districts, there's more than 10, but there's a lot where everything's just crossing over. I mean, there's, yes, I can see how they advocate for money because one district probably has a freeway in there or has some other kind of roadway that's a high traffic road. So they need to have that paved more often. So they may advocate for more money than another one's more of a neighborhood one. So I could see where that happens in a larger city. But a smaller city, I mean, that's
yeah,
tough.
but that's a larger one. That's what I'm talking about. You got a population of 100, like Ventura. Yeah. So I want my candidate to fight for what's going on in my neighborhood because my neighborhood is, a dump hole.
They probably have, I think they have 7 districts,
something like
I
that.
think they have 7. They're larger.
And but who on council is just looking out for their people?
I don't think anybody has that, at least that I can see it in the county, that anybody has that mentality where it's, hey, it's just my district. They look as a community.
Yeah.
And that's how we should look at it. It's, yes, there are things where you're going to have to fight for your district for specifics, little specific, but the overall look, no, it's,
it's not like you're fighting for Santa Paula with the governor to get
Mhm.
funding so that you can put in a new bike path or new infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's like anything that you do in Santa Paula with the Santa Paula City Council is to the benefit of the whole community. It's not like your District 1 is going in and saying, I'm going to fight to bring money into our district. Well, no, you're not. You're fighting to bring money into Santa Paula.
Now where it becomes helpful is if somebody within your district has a concern,
Sure,
they can come to you because they know you're representing them, and then you can bring that back to the group. That I can see that, that's where it becomes effective for districts when there's certain issues. But you're talking the limited funding we have, just a minimal resources in general. You got to spread it out to the whole thing. You have to look at it as a whole to maximize our dollars, so we don't have this endless supply of money anymore.
Right.
So I don't know if we'll ever have that. So everybody here works on a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah,
we make it work, so, and I think people within the districts understand that too. So I don't think they're going to say, oh no, you got to fight for only for us here. They look at it like everybody I've talked to says we want what's best for Santa Paula.
Look, they have a ballpark or they have a sports park at the Harvest.
Yeah.
Is it the Harvest's sports park? No, it's Santa Paula Sports Park.
Exactly.
So anybody in any one of the districts can go over there and enjoy the sports park.
Yeah. And I think all of our citizens think that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody that says, oh, it's just specific for us. No, I don't think I've ever met anybody that says that, so it's interesting, so it's.
Now let's take Piru.
Okay.
Piru is not incorporated.
That would be interesting how you put that into a district.
Oh my God.
You have 25 voters in a district. So,
yeah. Talking about walk-ons.
we know who the mayor would be. So,
Yeah, we do.
So, yeah.
So, now, so Piru does not have council people or so do they vote at all for anybody?
They vote for county stuff because they are in a district. They're in Kelly Long's district.
Right.
So they're technically in it. We're all in her district.
Right.
So, but they can't vote for city stuff within like city of Fillmore or whatever, but they can vote for county supervisor. They can vote for, whoever runs for a county seat.
So there's like 0 elected officials in Piru.
No, there's none.
Yeah.
So, but they can vote for, you vote for governor, you can vote for the propositions, anything that's county or related or above, they can vote. But
Right.
yeah, you'll never vote for a council member if you live in there. You'll never vote for a mayor. There's a self-appointed mayor, but there's a, but and there's
Piru does have the
neighborhood council.
the neighborhood council, which to me, in a sense, is the representation for Piru.
Exactly. They're their appointed committee that represents Piru for this county.
So instead of a mayor, you have a president.
President / mayor. He can claim himself to be the mayor.
Yeah.
I've seen a few self-appointed mayors out in Piru before. So,
Yeah.
So just I was here on the radio sometimes with on KVTA, the mayor of Montalvo. We always talk about. I'm like, well, Montalvo is technically part of Ventura, but he's a self-appointed mayor.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you could be the self-appointed mayor for this district if you wanted to.
I'm self-appointed mayor for the House of
There
Magic.
you go. There you go. So, but no, anything that's unincorporated that anybody lives outside of the city limits, they don't get to vote.
Yeah.
So, and it's, we have like just on the outskirts of Santa Paula, all the ranchers and stuff. And, I was talking to somebody yesterday and they're like, we can't vote for anything in Santa Paula, yet they live literally across the street, like from here. But because they're outside of the city limits, they can't vote, even though they are 99% of the time in Santa Paula.
Right.
It's just, there's boundaries. You got to have the boundaries, but yeah. And so,
Well, technically speaking, I live in Santa Paula because I'm at this office, 12 hours a day.
change your home address.
And I can't vote here because
you're technically in Ventura.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's going to be interesting how all this pans out. So we'll know more in 2 weeks who's actually running.
So Tim is the self-appointed block captain.
Oh, that's awesome.
For his neighborhood.
Really? Nice. All right. So
well, we'll report on who all the candidates are running once they close it. We are going to be dark next week because I'm going to be at Magic Live in Vegas.
Yep.
And but
come back, we'll give a recap.
When we come back, we'll have everything will have been closed at that point. So we will
we'll know Fillmore, Santa Paula.
Yep.
We'll go from there.
So anyways, with that, we're signing off. The block captain,
is he okay for us to sign off?
I guess, is he our block captain?
He could be anybody's block captain.
Yeah.
He could be the city block captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's self-appointed. He could just walk into a neighborhood and say, I'm the block captain.
Taking over.
Yeah, exactly. And they would respect him. Yes. You do that. There you go.
All right. Well, that's the end of the show. Stay tuned. Remember, we will be dark.
Wow, drinking Dr. Pepper.
I know. We'll be dark next week, and we'll be back after that. And I'll give a little report on Magic Live. So
good.
Let people know what it's
It'll be fun.
Kind of all about.
Good.
So, all right. Stay safe. Stay cool. This heat wave is
brutal,
killing everybody. So make sure you get lots of water.
Stay hydrated.
And stay hydrated.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.